Hello, everybody, and welcome to your first North Sea School's online lesson. This is the first lesson for the flute. If you're not a flute player, you probably don't need to be watching this. What I'm going to do today, I'm just going to go through, I've got a few notes here. I'm just going to go through the basics of the flute that we went over last year or in previous years. And I'm going to try to make sure we've got every step we need so we can really get started playing this year. If you've been in class with me so far, then you haven't seen this yet, so I would still watch this video. It'll be about 30 minutes of me practicing, and know that I'm a little bit rusty too at the flute. I haven't played in probably 4 or 5 months since we got out of school, so I should sound pretty similar to what you should sound like. It's not going to sound great this time, but bear with me. I'm not exactly a flute player. We'll give it our best shot. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to go over basic breathing stuff, right? We don't want to do too much heavy breathing right now around people because of the coronavirus. So what we're going to do is just to practice our breathing, same thing we usually do when we try to get the breathing going. You're going to blow into the hole of the flute. You can blow across it, not into it. So you don't want this sound. No, you want to blow across it. Like you're blowing over a soda can, like blowing over anything with a top like this. You can try for the high version of it, or you can try for the low version of it. All the difference is just how fast or slow your air is going. Okay, so let's try it again. It's going to be this. Or, okay, those are two differences. Remember, you are pursing your lips together. You're not kissing the flute, you're not this, but you are blowing across the hole. Really thin airstream, kind of like a laser beam, okay? Okay, next up we're going to talk about finger position on the flute. Okay, we look at the flute. Remember, your pointer finger is on this small key, not on this one, on the small key. Middle finger is on, you skip a key. Third finger is the next key. Pinky should rest on this key, don't push it, just rest on it. Next finger, you skip 2 big keys, go here. 1, 2, 3, and then you got your pinky on this key. Not this one, not that one, this one. Okay? Pull it out to the side. Not like this, not down here. Even. Flat with the ground. I can see how flat with the ground I am right now. And you're going to blow into it. Okay? Sound you're going for. Real easy to get this finger position. Don't lose that finger position. If you switch fingers, it's not going to sound right. It's not going to be the same note. So make sure you keep the finger position right. Now we're going to go over the notes, the first 5 notes that we've learned. Okay? For flute, this will be B flat, C, D, E flat, and F. We'll start with B flat, the lowest note. Notice that I've got first fingers down on both hands and my thumb down on this back key, not over here, this flat key. These 2 down and your pinky. Okay? Sounds like this. Okay, if you're getting too high, it's still a B flat, but you want it low. We want to start low. And remember, this is the middle line of the staff, of the music staff. Okay, and I'll have a picture pop up probably right there of the note, but it's going to be this finger. Okay, there's your B flat. Next up we have C. It's 1 step up. It's going to pop up about right there. C is going to be thumb and pinky off, same 2 fingers down. Okay, notice we're going up. Okay, this is the 3rd line up on the 3rd space up on the staff, and it'll pop up about right there. Let's move on to D. We're still going up. D is all fingers down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no pinkies, and your, if I can find it, thumb. Okay, D. This is your 4th line up on your staff. Okay, it'll pop up right there. D. Okay, moving on. E, all you're going to do is put this finger down, E flat. Put this finger down, your pinky. Okay, real easy. Going up 1 more to F. Lifting your middle and your ring finger and your pinky. Maybe. Doesn't matter too much. It's the intonation thing. Let's pick it up for now. Okay, if you play all 5 of those back to back, you'll get the first 5 notes of your B flat scale. Okay, it sounds like this. Okay, keep going. Notice that I'm a little rusty too on my B flat scale. I missed a note or two. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with missing a note. You just got to keep going. Don't stop. Keep pushing through. Okay, those are your first 5 notes. I'm going to move on to warm-ups now. So I'm going to warm up with our typical band warm-ups on page 52 of the yellow Essential Elements 2000 book. It's the tone builder, rhythm etude, and the chorale. I'm going to skip the rhythm rap for my practice because I don't feel that I need to do it. But we're definitely going to do the tone builder, the rhythm etude, and the chorale. And just watch my practice style. I'll talk about what I'm doing, but just listen and watch and follow along. If you'll play with me, I'm going to try my best to do this right. Starting with tone builder. Let's do this. Make sure we've got a clear sound. Make sure we're sitting up straight in our seat. I'm not leaning back. Okay, I'm sitting up straight. I got my flute pointed outward. Okay, and we're going to play through this thing. Let's get a big deep breath at the beginning. Start on an F. Okay. So when I'm doing that, I'm striving. It's a tone builder. So we're striving for a solid and clear tone. Okay, I'm probably going to put a tuner up here in just a second. Actually, I'm going to do that to listen to and to watch to make sure that my notes are actually in tune. If they're not in tune, that means that they're either sharp or flat, and I don't want them to be that way. I want them to be right on the pitch. So let me play a B flat into my tuner right now, and we'll see where I'm at. Okay, so if you can see it, you might be able to see it. You'll see that it's got notes at the top and it's got a little tuner at the bottom. When I play, it'll move. Okay. So what this is telling me, it's an A sharp, which is a B flat. It's telling me that it is sharp. Okay, it's too high. So it's too high. Let's play it one more time so you can see it. Same thing. So how do we make it less sharp? We're going to pull out. Okay? We're going to pull out. We're going to give it more space for the air to flow through, and that's going to make the tone lower. So let's see if we're in tune now. Okay? We're right on, right? So that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that all of our notes are right on. So let's see how C does. Well, never mind. Let's see if we can get it back up there. All right, so we're still a little flat. Okay, I pulled too much. Let's push it in. Let's find that happy medium. Good enough for my purposes right now. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it is better in tune. Let's go to C. Right on. D. Right on. E flat. A little sharp. That's probably my technique. It's probably not the flute itself. And then we'll go to F. We're pretty good. So you see that most of the notes are pretty good. But also notice that just because your flute is tuned doesn't mean that you're going to play in tune. Okay, it has to do with whether or not your mechanics are working, whether or not your pads are good, whether or not your embouchure, your lip shape is good, and whether or not your tone production is good. So it's not going to be in tune all the time. Even professional musicians have some days where they're out of tune. It's not that big of a deal, but we want to be as in tune as we can. Okay, so I'm going to play through 52 this time. This time watching my tuner to make sure that I'm with it. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Okay, we were pretty in tune that time. We're going to move on to rhythm etude. One thing I noticed in my playing when I was doing 52 is that my air wasn't strong enough. I didn't take a big enough breath. So by the end, when I got to that long B flat, I started to struggle to get the air out. So let's take a bigger breath, make sure that we can get it in there when we play tone builder. We're going to move on to rhythm etude. Okay, rhythm etude is a rhythm study. That means we want to get the rhythm correct. We don't want to play the rhythm wrong. We also don't want to play the notes wrong. So let's try this. I'm going to play it first, and we'll see how I do. Just sight reading it. So I think I did a pretty good job. One thing you have to focus on is your tonguing. You want to use just the tip of your tongue and just the slightest bit of interruption of your air. You don't want to stop the air. You don't want to go. You want. It's a 2 syllable. If you say 2, you'll see where your tongue's supposed to be. Make sure you tongue the notes correctly. Because if you don't tongue the notes, it sounds like this. It's not as good. I probably could have done that better if I was really trying, but the point is that your notes, if they're not tongued, are not going to sound as good. We're going to do that one more time. Maybe we'll do it a little faster. Let's see how we do. Okay, right? And I've noticed that as I play in these warm-ups, I'm getting better at the flute. The notes coming out easier. The tone is better. That's because I'm warming up. If you don't warm up, then your sound is not going to be as good. Let's move on to the chorale. And once I'm done with the chorale, I'll finish the warm-up, and I'll go on to an actual piece of music. We'll start with the chorale. Okay? Notice the chorale is marked andante and piano. That means slowly and softly. Not quietly, but softly. Make sure you start a little bit quieter than if you were to just play forte. You know, it's not going to be... It's going to be nice and soft. Better tone than that. I didn't really come out as well as I should have, but let's try it one more time. Right? That's what we want. Nice and quiet. Nice and soft. We've got a crescendo into a mezzo forte. Okay? It takes more air to get that done, but you also have to control the sound. If you put too much air into it, it's going to sound awful. Right? You're going to mess it up. Control your air. We just want a little bit more. We come back to piano by the end, and we have a fermata at the end. Just hold that out until you feel like it. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let's give the chorale a shot. I'm going to sight read it. Okay, here we go. Oh, before I go, I just noticed one thing. We have an extra note in here. We have an A at the end here. You won't be able to see it. Okay, I'll point it up. I'll put it right there. There's an A. That is the second space up. Okay? If your B flat is here, your A, just add a finger. Add a finger, and it's nice and low. Okay, let's give this a shot. Here we go. Starting piano, andante, slowly on a D. 1, 2, ready. All right, so one thing that I've noticed that I didn't get a big enough breath at the beginning to be able to sustain that crescendo. Okay, my note fell apart by the end because I was pushing too hard. I'm going to try to get a better breath this time to get a better sound. Okay, one more time. Let's get a better breath. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. So I made one mistake there. I'm going to do it again. I made one mistake there. I had a little bit of music dyslexia. I saw a D as a B flat, and I played the wrong note, and I knew it immediately, but I didn't stop. I just kept going because I knew there's no reason to stop. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to try to play it as perfectly as I can. Of course, this is not the perfect flute sound. I'm not a flute player. I am a I do my best. Okay, so this is as best as I can do right now. Don't take this as the gospel of flute playing. Just kind of aim toward this, and then when you can get to me, reach past me, because you should be able to play better than me by the time you're in high school. Here we go. One more time. 2, ready, go. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. That was good enough. I feel nice and warmed up. Now that I'm warmed up, I've got about 10-15 minutes left to play a actual piece of music. So I'm going to look through the book. I'm going to find something I want to work on. I'll be right back. All right, so I've decided on number 34 on page 55, Doodle All Day. Well, it's page 9 for you. It's not page 55. It's 55 for me. Page 9, number 34, Doodle All Day. It just looks fun to play. I'm going to work on it. It's got quarter notes and half notes, nothing too difficult. Make sure we stick to the breath marks. And I'm just going to try to play it. And if I can nail this one, I'll probably move on to something else. But I want to try to get in some actual literature, some solo music here so that I can work up my sight reading skills. Okay, so we're going to just sight read Doodle All Day. Probably haven't read it in a couple months. Here we go. Let's take it right here. 1, 2, ready, go. So I've made a few mistakes. I missed a note or two, but I'm really glad that I did the warm-ups because otherwise I would not have been as ready for the A that is in measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just wouldn't have been ready for it, and I would have had to think about it. But I warmed up with the notes that we're using, so I was able to just turn it on in my mind to play the A. But that was pretty easy for me. I'm going to play it one more time, play a little faster maybe, and we'll see how I do. I don't want to miss any notes this time. I missed a note last time. I don't want to do that again. Let's try it again. Here we go. Blew it at the end there. Trying to do something cool, but I didn't. Yeah, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm just going to move on. Doodle All Day, checked off. We're good. Let's go. Tisket a Tasket. It's number 36 in your book. It's got a pickup note. That means that the note comes in on beat 4 of a measure that does not exist. All we need to know is that instead of coming in on beat 1, we're going to start 1, 2, 3. Ta, ta, start coming in on beat 4. I'll show you how it works. But that's the only thing. Now notice that the last measure, because we have a pickup note, the last measure only has 3 beats in it instead of 4. Because the fourth measure, or the fourth beat, is taken up to the top. Okay, let's play a Tisket a Tasket. I'll sight read this one too. Pretty slow to start it off. Anything interesting in here while we sight read? No, it looks like just the first 5 notes. Pretty simple. There's no repeat sign. Just going to blow right through. Here we go. Tisket a Tasket. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so I got stumped. I missed a note in there. I didn't miss playing it, but I missed seeing it before we started. There's a G in there. in measure 3 that I didn't see when I first started, but I'm good, so I was able to catch it. Don't miss that G. Okay, it's not an F, it's a G. Let's try it one more time. Play a little faster. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Tisket-tasket. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that wasn't very good. I think I rushed it. I think that I was not paying as much attention, and I think that I kind of got a little lazy on it. So let's try that one more time. I'm going to play it well. I'm going to focus on playing it right. Play a little slower so I can play it well instead of play all the notes right. I'm going to focus on my fingerings, and I'm really going to try for a solid, clean flute tone. Let me try the Tisket-tasket one more time. Let's take it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, see, okay, I wasn't pleased with how that went, and I say you should keep going, but I'm not in a performance. I'm in a practice, and if I've missed up a line more than 2 times, I think I need to revisit it. So we're going to spend some time on this first line. So just the first 4 measures. Okay, let's make sure we've got these. I'm going to go really slow here so I can play all the notes right. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I got it right slowly. Let's speed it up a little bit. Not quite as fast as I want to take it at the end, but let's speed it up to make sure I still got it fast. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I messed it up. I guess I wasn't there yet. So let's try it at that same tempo. I'm not going to up the tempo. I'm not going to up the speed until I can play it to my satisfaction at that current tempo. So let's try it one more time. Let's play it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right, got it. Let's move on. Speed up a little bit. 1, 2, 3. That's about where I want to take it with the speed. We could probably go a little faster, but I'm not going to. The deal here is that I started slow when I knew I was going to mess something up, and I knew I was missing it over and over and over again. I slow it down, and I take it as slow as I can, play it perfectly. And then once I can play it well at a slow tempo, I speed it up piece by piece. Don't start fast because you won't be able to play it as well. You might be able to fuddle through it, but it's not going to sound as good. I noticed that last time I played through it, it was the best that I'd played it because I spent time practicing it. Okay, let's play the whole thing now. I practiced the first part. That was the part that was stumping me. Let's move on to the next part. Let's play the whole thing. If I can play through it, then yay, I'm done. But if I can't, then we're going to practice it some more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Right. I don't know what happened with my sound near the end there. Got a little fuzzy. It might just be that my lips are getting tired because I haven't played flute in a long time. Been playing for about 25 minutes. That's kind of pathetic. I need to get my stamina back up. But I'll play it one more time, see if I can tighten things up and get a little bit stronger and carry it all the way through to the end. Play all the way through. Play it nice and easy to the end. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm still not perfectly satisfied with my sound at the end there, but I do think that my lips are just getting tired. I was more happy with it. So maybe I'll come back to a Tisket a Tasket next week to try to work on it. And I'm practicing once a week on the flute. You should practice more often. I'm doing it once a week because I'm going to be playing every single instrument, and I just don't have time to practice flute more often. I hope that that's going to be enough for me. Before I go, I'm going to play one more thing, just for fun, just to kind of cap everything off. How about let's play this 8th note jam, number 41 on page 10. Let me see how fast I can go, and then I'll get me to the end. Just a little bit of a technique workout. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did that faster. Got a little fuzzy there. Let me try that again. That speed. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's see if I can go faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Right. So what's happening here is I'm just goofing off. I'm not playing with good technique because I don't have the muscles to get those notes that fast cleanly yet. I'm working on it, but let me try to play that a little cleaner. Let's try to focus, get it real nice and clean. Let's try to get that 1, and 2, and ready, and go. Nope, not quite. Try again. 1, 2, ready, go. All right. I'm not using enough air to get those notes out. Try one more time. This is fun. Let's see if I can go faster. That was better. There we go. 1, 2. Right, so I can kind of do it, but it's not where it needs to be. I might work on that a little bit more, but that's just something to get me just have a little fun before I finish up. Right, it's there. It's almost. I'm just working on it. Next week we'll have some actual material that we're working on in class to look at. I'm just kind of doing something fun to do. Take some time the first week. Those of you that are in my class, we're going to work on some stuff next week. And those of you who are online, I'm going to be putting that stuff online for you to play. And we're going to have another one of these next week. I hope this is helpful to you. I hope that you actually watch it and that you get better even though you're not in class with me. Those of you that are playing flute at home, I want to see if I can't get some sort of Zoom meeting with you at some point so we can just kind of talk, so we can see where your flute skills are, see if you're getting better, see if you have any real questions. But otherwise, I hope that this is helpful, and I hope that I see you again next week when you watch this video. Have a good day. See you later.